Here is a 2024 Ford Edge SEL all-wheel drive in Riptide Red Metallic over ebony leatherette interior. The SEL is kind of a sweet spot when you're looking to get into the Ford brand for this SUV, because you go up a step more, you're going to get into the ST line, which was introduced back in 2022. That will give you aesthetics, but you're getting the same performance underneath the hood. I'm Anthony from Hawkeye Rides, and optioning the ST line will change the grille to a black mesh insert instead of getting the satin aluminum. LED daytime runnings is going to be on the SEL. You'll get LED headlights when you go into the ST. The lower gets the fog lamps with the satin aluminum and the gloss black elements, all of which will have 8 inches of clearance. That's going to be better than Honda, Toyota, and Mazda, which is more of the competitive rivals. This is a twin-scroll turbocharged 2.0 liter underneath the hood. It's a 4-cylinder with 250 horsepower and 275 pound-feet of torque compared to an 8-speed automatic transmission. It's not going to get the EcoBoost 2.7 liter V6 that has the 335 horsepower, which is the ST. But then the savings, you're over $10,000. 18-inch multi-spoke alloy wheels is more of the standard wheel. The ST line gets 20-inch wheels, and this will achieve 21 mpgs for the city and 28 mpgs for the highway with a McPherson strut front suspension, multi-link rear suspension. When you're considering the rivals, you don't have to worry about a CVT transmission, because even if you go to the ST, that's a 7-speed automatic transmission in which it's quick. You got the dynamic style, but if you want the savings in the styling, you go to the ST line. If you're just looking to capture some of the luxury amenities without leather in the interior, this is the trim that you want to go to. Towing will be at 1,500 pounds, curb weight just a touch over 4,100 pounds. LED taillights in the rear is going to be more settle. And we have the convenience package, which adds the alarm, power lift gate, remote start, garage door opener, and wireless charging pad. This will inflate that MSRP to over $43,000, which the ST starts around $47,000. So if you're not looking to sip fuel, you might want to tick the box and go all the way in for the ST. Power liftgate going into 39.2 cubic feet of storage. You have some storage bins on both sides, bag holders, and another little storage pocket here. Underneath the floor gets a spare tire and more cubbies that you could put anything underneath. What I like about Ford, not only you get a 12 volt, but you get split fold the rear bench in the back at that 60-40 split. That's going to maximize cargo to 73.4 cubic feet, which is one of the best in class. We need to go inside, start up this turbocharge so you could hear that exhaust note. Power seat adjustments, standard heated seats. The passenger will get 2-way power seat adjustments with manual adjustments, headroom and legroom. The Edge has a lot of room in the interior. We get a pass through with a 12-volt charger. It's going to be more forward because we have a wireless charging pad, USB ports there, and the key fob for the Edge. The dashboard gets the satin aluminum and the air vents on the passenger side, which makes it a little bit more sporty, a large storage pocket, and more of a flat dashboard layout. Auto dimming rear view mirror. We do not have a moonroof or a pano. 12-inch infotainment with AM, FM, streaming Bluetooth audio, Sirius XM, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, with the entertainment that you can play some games on. Not a huge fan of these systems where you can play games on them, but at least it's being utilized. The dual climate control settings, the rotary knob to put it into reverse, so you can see the reverse camera with trajectory. The tow line moves also, and you can zoom in as well. Going in to another storage pocket here. This is going to be soft to touch, opens up, and it is a deep storage pocket. with a 3-spoke steering wheel, multi-function. You will have a lot of buttons that's going to be on the steering wheel, but it does make it a little bit more easy to understand and operate. The gauge cluster has a digital reader on both sides that can go through an array of information for the driver, including the entertainment and the phone. And the dashboard and door panels integrated together with the everyday materials. One touch up and down for the front windows, and it's going to be soft to touch where it needs to be, with a long storage pocket that tapers off in the back and a beverage holder carved out. For the back seats, headroom is going to be basically the best in class. The same thing with leg space, storage behind both of the front seats, air vents, a storage tray, home plug, USB, armrest with cup holders, and if you're going on that long journey and you want to relax, you can recline these back pretty far back. The door panel gets the same materials as the front, so nothing is stripped out, soft to touch where it needs to be, and the storage pocket is about the same size storage as the front. Sliding to the center, the floor is not completely flat, and you're not going to really have your own feet space, but the rails are pushed up enough, and you can see for butt, shoulder, you're not going to have too many issues. It's a wide interior, and the headroom is still going to be optimal for somebody over 6 foot. 250 horsepower with 275 pound-feet of torque out of this twin-scrolled turbocharged 2.0 liter 4-cylinder engine, which is pretty good for sipping fuel and getting you where you need to be. The SEL is going to add a few more bells and whistles, like I was saying, on the exterior and interior portion of this review. But because of adding convenience packages, that escalates the price to near ST, which is going to unlock over 330 horsepower in that EcoBoost V6 engine. This is what we get here. It's still good for day in and day out for a practical use vehicle. Interior space is excellent, one of the best in class compared to the rivals. That's going to take me to some pros and cons, which I'm going to do a little performance first. Look at this. These smaller engines are very impressive, considering this weighs just a little bit over 4,100 pounds curb weight. The pros about the vehicle is you are getting a pretty decent bang for your buck. The seats are comfortable. The back seat is a lot more comfortable than every rival in its class. Cargo capacity, like I said, is spot on. It's one of the best. In headroom, anybody that's, I would say, 7 foot tall can fit anywhere in this vehicle. Some cons: the screen, not a huge fan of these large screens, and it kind of sits at a 90-degree angle. Also, when you put it onto reverse, it doesn't cover up the whole screen. There's just a few things that Ford, they do a good job, but they can maybe tweak the software to do a better job. The air vents, the way they are positioned, it just has more of an older look. Even if you go into the ST line or the ST, it's not going to boast so much more of that sporty Q. Yeah, you're going to get a digital gauge reader, but I'm not a huge fan of those anyways, because unless you're going into the Lincoln trim, you're not going to be receiving everything that that vehicle has in this gauge cluster. To move in and out, it's not that long of a vehicle. The steering is light. It's very quiet too. Hardly hear any road noise. 18-inch wheels, so you don't really feel any of the imperfections in the road. So for a long journey or for a short commute, it's something that is more relaxed. Plenty of cup holders. You have 8 that's found throughout the interior of the cabin. Checking the brakes real quick and the turn radius, and here we go. It's like a feather. It literally will just stop on a dime. Turn radius at a stop point. Gonna get about 2 lanes. Let's rock and roll. The exhaust kind of funnels in a little bit. Nowhere is it near the ST Performance, but it still has a good bite to it. The one problem that I have with the Edge is outdated in the interior. The exterior is fine. It fits the segment that you're in. If you need it to be more sporty, you go to the ST line or just get a full-blown ST. Just the inside, it's open. It just doesn't feel as plush as the price segment. Clearance is good. The front windscreen is laminated. Sound deadening is one of the best also. I mean, going into Toyota, Hyundai, Kia, you're not going to get this quiet or composed of a ride. Great MPGs if you're looking for a savings, not going to be the best in class, and you still have towing capabilities. But let me know your thoughts in the comments. And if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. Check out the next video, merchandise, website, and Instagram. Leave a comment and a like, and I'd like to thank Furman Ford for giving us this 2024 Ford Edge SEL for our car review.